Fast Raptor says it's that time of the day. It certainly is. How are you guys doing? We're back again for a bit of Train Sim World. Let me turn myself down. That's my little sound test. A little sound test done. How you doing, Fast Raptor? Kreza, good evening. Saiti, how are you? Laserjet, everyone's jumping in today. Lovely, great to see you all. It is, of course, release day for Glossop. We've been playing it a couple of days on channel, haven't we? So, a couple of you have messaged me saying, where is the 150? So we're going to run the 150, created a little scenario between Glossop and Piccadilly. So we're going to run that first. And then what we'll do, I think, after that is I fancy just having a complete change and jumping on Southeastern high speed, running one of those Javelin services from St Pancras down to Ashford. So we'll go for the slower Glossop first, and then we'll jump onto Southeastern high speed, and we'll give it a good blast. What do you reckon? Excuse me. Thanks everyone for coming in. It's great to see you all again. So let's dive in, shall we? And we will choose this. We'll do it this way. We've got a Creators Club. I still can't get used to doing it this way. Scenario Planner will then, of course, let you look at all your created and downloaded scenarios. So I've just got the one for the Glossop line. Looking forward to the stream. Fast Raptor, excellent. Our newest member, of course, from last night, and you're quite welcome. Thank you for joining up. I appreciate it. Okay, so driving the BR Class 150 from Glossop Platform 1 to Manchester Piccadilly Platform 14. It's the Blackpool train once again, ladies and gentlemen, making 11 passenger stops along the way. And we've also got something coming the other way as well. Both trains are in the Tintin 57 channel livery that you'll see on this today. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's a little bit different. Let's get everything set up, shall we, before we do anything else. Let's get the instrument lights on. Marker lights we don't need. I don't think we need them, do we? I get mixed up between marker lights and tail lights. We do need marker lights. Destination light switch is on. Tail lights, there we go. Take that off. Let's get the master key unlocked. We'll put it in forwards. Let's get the safety systems on as well. We've got the vigilance, and what else have we got? Oh, it's not that long since I've played this. Let's have a look. Heaters. That's the one I'm looking for. Let's cancel that alarm. Hey Tommy, how are you? Long time no see. Hope you're keeping well, buddy. Thank you for coming in and checking it out. Here it is. Actually, you know what we'll do? Because this is showing the West Cornwall destinations, why don't we just leave it blank for now? I need to ask Jason to update this. We've got 1k subs. He created this for me, Jason PFC, on the Creators Club. Created it for me when we got to 1k subs. We're now above 2k subs, so I need that updating slightly. But yeah, this is the channel livery. I love using this. Everybody's on board. We didn't need to actually do the loading, so we're all good to go. So helps if I take the brakes off. Alright, let's go onward to Dinton. Yeah, I'm good, Tommy, thanks. Yeah, thanks for asking. Off we go. Any of you guys picked up the Glossop route today? Or not? What did you decide to do, those of you that play TSW? think it's just about, if you're on PC, it's just about releasing right now, actually. 6 PM BST. Console's been out since this morning. How much is it? Are you in the UK, Fast Raptor? £19.99 UK prices. LaserJet's picked it up. That's good. 19.99, and off that, off that there is a loyalty discount as well of a couple of quid on most platforms. So I think you can get it for 17 or 18 pounds, all said and done. So it's not bad actually for that price, as I was saying last night. Oh, you're on the PC, excellent. Let's put the throttle right up. The 150 doesn't accelerate as fast as the 323 by any means. Yeah, plenty more coverage of it today, isn't there, the Glossop line? There's been quite a few people showing it today. You're going to get it on Friday. Excellent, Tommy. That's great news. It's pleasing as well, just from my perspective. The videos from yesterday have been doing fairly well today by my standards as well. So lots of people have been taking a look before they've picked it up. SNCF, how you doing? There we are, indeed. Here we are, coming up to the 10 miles per hour dinting, so let's watch out for that. Yeah, it is a bit different, the 150 to the 323, the braking, everything. There was a recent improvement made by Rivet to the 150 as well, but they said it was largely sound rather than physics, which was a bit of a shame, because it still doesn't really accelerate like it should. I think if the 150 comes out on any other route that we get in the future, then they'll definitely tighten it up a little bit. Right, so this is Dinton. So we're stopping at every station on the way up to Piccadilly on this one. It's a stopper, including Ardwick. We don't stop at Ardwick very often, do we? As we've seen over the last day or so. Only certain services stop at Ardwick, which is a shame. Not sure why that is. The familiar squeal of the 150 brakes. Let's not argue with that fence. There we go. Everybody's getting on. Actually, they're falling down. Just watch that. Oh, you can't see it now. Oh, we had a guy jumping on at the back, but some of them were falling. We need the 385 announcement system, so we can tell them to mind the gap. Let's just see if she gets on. She's choosing carefully where she's going to go. Is she not coming? She don't like. No, she don't like red trains. Nope, not getting on. You might be waiting quite a while if you don't get on this one. Same with you. Yeah, he's not sure, he's scratching his neck though. Have I had a look at the platforms on Scenario Planner? Yes. Yes, we're going to platform 14 at Piccadilly. So this is the Blackpool. This is the Glossop to Blackpool service. To a point. Alright then. Broad Bottom is next. Going a little bit fast, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just thinking about Ardwick SNCF. I'm not actually sure. Somebody who is a bit more local than me may be able to tell me what is actually at Ardwick. Is it just where people work, or is Ardwick got its own kind of village or residential area? I'm not sure. This viaduct is great, isn't it? I don't think I'd like to live right next to it like that though. Alright, let's come up to speed. Ardwick is a road with shops and houses in the distance. Yeah, I didn't think there was too much around there. There's obviously the Northern Trains depot. A lot of people will catch a service to go and work in there, I suppose. And to the other side of it as well, there's a little bit of an industrial area, so yeah, could be a kind of workers' station rather than residential. This is really strange. I've forgotten how slow the 150 is. You know, comparing it to the 323. And you know, I've driven this loads. So, Transpennine Express is, yeah, which is which? Ardwick is Northern Trains, I think, isn't it? Unless I'm mistaken, because we do some of the services in this. We do drive it to the, we do drive them to the maintenance depot. So I think Ardwick Laserjet is Northern Trains, unless I'm mistaken. TPE depot is at Ashbury's. Oh, is that where you work in SNCF? Ashbury's? Is that where you're going to do your work experience? That'll be pretty neat after seeing this route, won't it? Well, I've got a 40 coming up before Broad Bottom, so we'll bring it down a little bit. Just for this viaduct, isn't it? Let's take a look. Good view. But we do need to brake. We're ready for the platform. Ashbury's, Manchester Airport, take the train to Scarborough. Yep. Right, this is Broad Bottom. Let's just check those passengers and see them getting on, shall we? Just have a look if that was a dinting thing because we were on that curve, or whether or not the same thing's going to happen. Let's see. There's not as much of a gap here, so let's just watch what they do. They're struggling, aren't they? Look. Lift your feet up, woman. Right, there's a few more. Let's have a look. Right, he just walked through it. I suppose that's the thing about running different... Oh god, he went onto the track then. Did you see that? That's just... I want this woman to try and get on now. No, she's not. Is he getting on? No, he's not going on. He saw his mate fall on the track. I suppose different trains that are not initially meant for the route, I suppose they all act different ways. The The steps will all be different heights. But I would rather have this functionality than not, I will say that much. Right, straight to notch 7. We've only got a mile to Hattersley. Nice logo on the tray. Yeah, I was saying at the beginning, Tommy, this one was created by Jason PFC from the Train Sim community Discord. The TSW community Discord, I should say. I just need that 1K updating now, so I might ask him to kindly update that. But if you own West Cornwall and therefore you've got access to the 150, you can download this in Creators Club. If you just search for Tintin on the Creators Club, it'll come up in there, so you can pick it up if you want to support the channel. Si says Jace is good at liveries. Yeah, I've got quite a few of his, to be honest. I've got some of his, well, I've got quite a few of his, and I've got some created by Yorkshire Lad as well, who's also on that Discord. But this one's Jason's. In fact, most of the 150s that I've got are Jason's, I think. He's done quite a few. Nice one. There was a Merseyrail one that I've got. There was an RAF 100 years one that I got, which was quite nice. Of course, got the Northern Rail livery for this, which he created. So yeah. You can't get the liveries; it just loads and never gets the green tick. Is that a PS4 problem? Do you think? I mean, Creators Club can be a bit hit and miss. We tried to run one last night, didn't we? We tried to pick a livery for the 37 and weren't sure whether it was a problem with Creators Club or we couldn't run different liveries other than the standard. But it's working tonight anyway. I was able to pick this one, no problem. So I'm waiting for the traffic coming the other way. There was something else that left Piccadilly at 11:35, but it's more of an express. Yoinker, just keep your eyes open. Stay there. Stay there. This is the aforementioned 11:35 out of Piccadilly coming this way. Express. Keep your eyes on the road. Yeah, Yoinker has created me a Javelin as well, in this same livery, fairly close to it, which you can also get in the Creators Club if you want to run that down at Southeastern High Speed or wherever else you may fancy. I'll stay in this view in case it passes us. Actually, yeah, I'd forgotten about that SNCF. I will do that. I'll definitely do that. I might do that towards the end of this week or at the weekend. I might do it live. How long does it take? Can you remember? It would be a good one to do live, that. Or is it like a 10-hour thing? Coming up to Godley. Bit of grass on that platform there, isn't there? By the way, I was talking to SNCF about this earlier. Some of you were mentioning a Discord, creating a Discord for the channel. I've been thinking about it. If any of you guys have got experience administrating Discord, then perhaps I can do a bit of a deal with you to help me out. because I've not got a lot of time to run it, you see. I've nothing against having it, but I may need some help to, you know, moderate it and whatnot. So if you fancy it, you can let me know. You don't have to let me know now. You can let me know in a comment of any of the videos afterwards, and I'll get in contact with you perhaps. It probably off video about what's coming up, etc. Yeah, you might have too many though, SNCF. If you think you've not got too many, then too much to do. So you watched the videos on the Fernbus. Looks a good game. It is. Yeah. Good game. And getting better. The new map should be out soon. The Denmark DLC. Yeah, British Ace, he's on his holidays, isn't he? Have I got the brakes on? Brakes were stuck on then. Yeah, British Ace and I were just about to do a collaboration on Sunday, just gone. Saturday, but it got too late. He was going on his holidays. So we didn't get to do it. So we've got one planned. We did a tram sim one, not long back. That was good fun. Right, I might take you up on that then, SNCF. I've not even got an idea at this point just how much work it actually is to sort of run one. It might not be a lot of work at all. You have to tell me. Just ping me on the Discord, and I will send you a map. Actually, no, you sent me the route, didn't you? You sent me the stopping points. So I can probably set it up. I'll set it up, then I'll ping you the screenshot. You can tell me if it's the right route. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Newton for Hyde. Oh, here we go. Look out, yoinker. Here we go. There's our liveried Javelin there by Yoinker. You can also pick that up, as I said, on the Creators Club, along with a lot of other stuff actually that you've done, Yoinker. That's quite good, if I do say so myself. So go pick that up. Yeah, some people have said they're red and yellow. It's the McDonald's train. That's the old McDonald's though, isn't it? They're not red and yellow anymore, are they? What are they, like a kind of brown and green now? They used to be red and yellow, didn't they? But that just mimics the current channel colours. So, yeah, it's quite nice. It's different, isn't it? No, Fast Raptor, no, I haven't got a Discord, that's what we're talking about. We're just wondering whether to set one up. I think it's probably the time to do something like that, I think. Raging Potato, how are you doing? Well, from my perspective, as I was saying yesterday, I quite like the new route. We're just running the Tintin 150 tonight on this. We did the 323 extensively yesterday on the videos, and last night on the live. So yeah, it's pretty good, especially for that price. And we're coming in hot. It wouldn't be a normal stream without an overrun of some sort, would it? This is flowery fields. Oh, look at that, straight through. Actually, you know what we'll do? Let's just reverse back in. There's no signal here, so we won't get trapped behind the signal. It really is slow to accelerate. I've never noticed how slow it is to accelerate until using the 323. It's red and yellow because it makes you hungry, yeah. Oh, in Denmark, McDonald's is still red and yellow. That's interesting, isn't it? Wait, SNCF, do you speak Danish as well? I can't remember what you said, how many languages it was. I know you speak a lot of languages. Yeah, it was Lucas. Yeah, Lucas was getting a bit upset with me last night, wasn't he? Right, there we go. The thing is though, right, I know we joke about it, but overruns are part of normal train driving, surely. Probably not as much as I do it, but still. One of my excuses is we use that many trains, don't we, in TSW? We all jump between one route and another route. The braking's all completely different. The braking on this 150 is completely different to the 323. So sometimes it takes you a couple of runs just to get back used to your stopping distances and all the rest of it. Plus reading the chat doesn't help. Alright, let's get going. Guide bridge 1.6. Let's put it in notch 7. I mean, messier for lots of bugs and things. We were talking about that last night. I've not been able to find any so far. I've played it quite a bit. There's a bridge coming up where the ballast looks white under the bridge. I think that's something to do with the adaptive lighting, to be honest. So it's probably a bug, but it's like a tiny section under a bridge. There's nothing playability wise that I've been able to find that's broken on it. Nothing will stop you playing it. So that's the good news. I think the fact that also DTG have given us early access this time, I mean they usually give us early access to look at it, but we're not usually able to show it to you guys until it comes out publicly. This time they've given us 24 hours. The embargo was 24 hours before the public release this morning. So to me, that also says that they're very confident in this route, and it's almost a challenge to try and find something that's wrong with it, you know. So think of it that way as well. That's the first time they've done that. If you remember, you've all been waiting for sort of 10 o'clock on release day to come round to see me or British Ace or somebody else showing it off. Usually British Ace, because he's not been working. I'm always at work. Although he's going to work soon, so I don't think he'll be doing as many. If he does, I need to switch jobs. Crashes are a part of piloting. They will be for me as soon as I get on Microsoft Flight Sim. Actually, no, I'm probably better at flying than I am at driving trains, believe it or not. Yeah, on the 158, yeah, that's right, Yonky, yeah. Side route itself's fine, to be honest. I had a go on it earlier, couldn't find fault other than the 3-car stop sign is hidden behind a post. Newton for hide stop, heading towards Glossop. I think British Ace also commented on that. I think there was a couple of those stop markers missing as well. Now he plays a lot with the hood off, and so relies on the stop markers. See here, for example, I don't think there are any because I stopped short, didn't I? There aren't any here, and there should be. Let's just go down the other end, just have a look on this side. Yeah, so you see there's none here. Usually we'll tell you where the 2-car, 3-car stop is, etc. It doesn't on this one, so some of that needs sorting out, but yeah, I agree with you. There's nothing major going on, is there? Farah, how are you? No, don't worry. We've only come from Glossop, so we're not too far in. Yeah. You missed the other one as well. We had the Tintin 57 Javelin going the other way in the same livery by Yoinker, who's in the chat. I'll see if I can get Jason to change that 1k subs. He's going to get annoyed with me. If I do well and it keeps going up by a k, he's going to get annoyed with me. Depends how often it is. Super Sprinter, good evening, how are you? It said you get 10% off if you've got the cross-city route, no discount for you for some reason. What platform? Remind me, Super Sprinter. If you're on PlayStation, it's a little bit different. If you're on PlayStation, you don't need to have Birmingham cross-city, but you do need to have PS Plus. So the discount for PlayStation is linked to PS Plus. I think if you're on Xbox, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, you need to have Birmingham Cross City, and I can't remember what it is on PC. It's not the same on every platform. You're on the Xbox, right? Okay, so yeah, I think it is linked to Birmingham Cross City. That's a bit weird. Yeah, so I don't know about that. Have you bought it yet though, Super Sprinter? Or have you just asked Dovetail about it on the forum? I've not heard too many other people mentioning they've had trouble with the discount. I have been scanning the forums today just in case. Wait a minute, how did we do with that one? Well, we're fine. We're fine, we're good. Yeah, there's SNCF with the discount list. There's been a couple of routes in the past, hasn't there, where they've done little discounts like that. I'm trying to remember. Was the Isle of Wight one of them, or was it Cornwall? God, there's been so many routes I forget. But actually, that's quite a good marketing thing, isn't it? You know, if you own a couple of existing routes, then loyalty discounts are actually quite a good thing, aren't they? I mean, any money off is a bonus, isn't it? We all like a good deal. You've not bothered asking since the Buxton route just vanished. They have to release it 3 weeks to get a refund. What do you mean the Buxton route, Super Sprinter? Which Buxton route? Are you talking about Train Sim Classic? I don't think we've got a Buxton route. Oh, you mean Peak Forest? Sorry, yeah, of course, Peak Forest C. I'm forgetting what we've even got. It disappeared. That's weird. Yeah, that Midland Main Line you're talking about there, I really hope this patch is coming out really soon. You know, Jane at Skyhook was saying that the patch was done last week, sent over to Dovetail for check-in before it gets released on all the platforms. So I'm really hoping it's like imminent. You know, even I want to get back properly onto Midland Main Line. I don't feel like I've given it justice yet. You know, because it kept crashing outside Leicester. That's a real shame, that, because the actual route itself's quite nice. I'm sure they fixed it. There's no way they're going to let it go. So everybody wants to go to Piccadilly and beyond because nobody's getting off. We've got this guy, he's going to try and jump on. Let's see how he does. Oh, he was alright. He stepped up fine. Let's watch this lady. Is she going for it? Oh, no, her legs went through the step. He's not coming with us. He's waiting. MML is a shambles. It's a shame how that's worked out. And I mean, it just looks like it was some kind of mix-up when they packaged it all together. I think they've added a few extra things in with this patch that's going to come out. A few extras as a sort of, you know, thanks for waiting sort of thing. I think to be fair to them, I think Skyhook were as horrified as everybody else was with some of that stuff. And when they've packaged the route to go to the platforms, everybody seemed to have a slightly different version. There's some problem with the way they packaged it together. It's just a shame it's taken this long for them to put it back out, because they put the patch straight. Well, they put a patch straight out, didn't they? And there was problems with that too. So I don't know, Yoinka, what the extras are, but they're hinting on the forums they've put some extra stuff in there. So whether that's additional services or something else, I don't know. We won't know until we get the list. But they've said they've put some other stuff in, something they're quite excited about as well. So yeah, the class 43. And do you know what? It's when you actually get going in the HST on that route, I prefer the HST on that route than I do on the Great Western Express. Maybe I've run it so much on Great Western Express it becomes a bit samey. Maybe it's that. Don't know. This is Ashbridge, so SNCF, you were saying that the Transpennine Express is here. Is it this building? We were debating this last night. Because there's actually no... Let's just have a look. There's Ordwick. There's the northern trains. So where's the depot then for Ashbury's? Is it this? Or is that the goods loop? Not sure. Maybe you go off up there, do you? Yeah, you'll have to find out when you go. Give us the gen on that. Probably some decals, do you think? Yeah, possibly. I don't know if they get excited about that though. They said they were excited about some of the stuff that's coming. So I don't think there might be decals in it, but I don't think it's going to be that. The HST model on the Gen 8 is ridiculously low poly. Yeah, it's a long time since I've played it on the PS4. To be honest, when I got the PS5, obviously, I've still got the PS4, but I didn't go back to it ever. So I've forgotten what it was like. But yeah, I have been through a lot of that pain. Right, here comes Ordwick. You just started training to be a station master on a light steam train. Oh, like on a preserved railway. That's pretty good. Oh, the headlights are pentagonal. Are they that bad? Wow. I will say when I moved from the PS4 to the PS5, this game in particular, it did give me a bit of a wow factor when I played it. I saw on the forums, you know, some people have been asking, you know, is it really worth upgrading your PS4 or your standard Xbox for train sim? Does it make that much of a difference? I said yes straight away. Just down to like reflections like this, you can almost see the texturing of the metal on the side of the train. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you could get your hands on one and you're lucky enough to be able to afford one, you know, and SNCF, you want to get one on your Christmas list, it's about time. Going through the PS4 trophies now is definitely a difference. Yeah. As I say, I agree with you there. Big difference, you know. So look at the platform reflecting on the side of the train. You know, there's a lot less of that on the old gen, isn't there? So we're going into platform 14, which is that Blackpool platform when we tried to get to Oxford Road the other day in the video. If you didn't see that, that's quite amusing. Go and check that one out. That one's on the feed. So we're coming all the way over to the left. There's Piccadilly in the distance. And one other thing I said yesterday, this is what I quite like about this route, is you've got all this built up area here with all these different paths coming into Manchester Piccadilly, and then you come out the other way and you get down to the single line of Glossop. I quite like the contrast of one end to the other. So we're going across, we need to be 20 miles per hour for this. Yeah, Yoinker, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that on the forums, yeah. Always in stock at your local shop. Do you know, I've not kept up with the stock these days. After they were so difficult to get hold of, I mean, now you can get a GPU for your PC, can't you? You know, pretty much no problem. I got a 4070 RTX card for my new PC. A couple of days after it came out, without any issues. So, you know, I was wondering if the new Xboxes and PlayStations was a similar situation. They're coming back in stock. It's nice if they are. If your PS4 crashes with on the road, you're knackered. Yeah, that's no good. And Ferris says the PS5 is silent too. Yeah, mine was making a slight bit of noise. Yesterday I took the top and bottom panel off it. I just ran the Hoover over the fans because there's a fan on the top and the bottom. I think one's the intake, of course. One is the outtake. And I'd hoovered both, and it wasn't making a lot of noise, but just slightly I could hear it, and it's perfect today. It's been fine. The fans are much easier to get to than on the PS4. You had to take the whole thing apart to clean that out. Good evening, Dave. How are you? You just got a 30,000 XP achievement on Duolingo. Luodingo? Is that a different version? Yeah, hopefully Rivet update the 150 soon. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I am with you on that. All right, that was the Tintin 57 150 on the Glossop line. So what I thought we'd do is a bit of a change. Just go over to Southeastern high speed, but just run a Javelin, I think, from St Pancras to Ashford. Something with a bit of speed now, because we've covered quite a bit of Glossop, haven't we? Ferry yours, PS5's 2 years old, 10-minute Hoover job, problem solved. Yeah, and the top and bottom panels come off really easy, don't they, as well? You don't have to unscrew anything, unlike the PS4. You had to do all sorts of stuff, didn't you? You needed a Torx screwdriver, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, much easier. They've obviously thought about that this time around. Right, let's go to Southeastern high speed. I don't know what you guys think as well, but the more DLCs that come out, they're going to have to redesign this screen again. I think I preferred the list. Some of these look very similar as you're just scanning down. There's Southeastern high speed. Timetable, let's go into this. Let's run Yoinker's Tintin 57 red one again. Let's do that. And I think what we'll do is 1L20, there it is, which is rather oddly described as St Pancras International to St Pancras International, even though it isn't. So drive this Southeastern service from St Pancras International to Ashford. So we're going to do that 38 minutes. It's straight through. I quite like these runs. So this is part of the new extended Southeastern high speed, of course, down to Ashford. We didn't get that before. So let's jump into it. Dynamic weather, 27th of June, clear. Yeah, let's go for that. Dave says, just did the guide mode and the PIS on board is bugged. Just says this is Guy Bridge. Yeah, I noticed that. It does say that. Yeah. Put it on the forums. I think they're already aware of that, Dave, actually. I think they're already aware, but you're right. Yeah, it does say Guide Bridge the whole way. Alrighty then. Let's get everything set up and ready to go. So we'll get the master key in, put it in forwards, that'll unlock the doors, let us sort the lights out. Day running we want, where are you? There you go. Desk illumination, let's have it high, just for the fun of it. The power is already set up correctly, we don't have to do anything with the power on this. There's no power changeover on this this side of the route from St Pancras, so we'll get all this on anyway. DSD, vigilance, DRA isolation's normal, that's good. I don't think there's anything else we need to do on this side. Over here we need all the usual stuff. TVM. Where's the other one? Where's the KVB? There you go. Nope, I don't want to go out of there. I want to stand back up. Cancel that. Wait until 9:37. So let's have a quick look outside. This is Yoinkers, Tintin 57. I tell you what, Yoinker, I tell you what would be good if you could add, you know, like on the Win 150 there was the other bits along the side. I don't know how easy it is to shove the other bits on, but maybe like in this panel that'd be a good area to do it. I don't know how complicated that is, but that'll be quite good. I think this has got about 70 subscribers, this one, Yoinker. And it's not because my channel name's on the side. I think players like the red and yellow, you know. We're going to Sandwich, apparently. Okay, so let us get underway, shall we? Stratford International is first. The TVM dimmer is on base, that's alright. Yeah, we're good. The graffiti or the other bits? All of it. Let's get all of it on. I wish I could do it myself. I'm terrible at it. I really am terrible. That's why I keep, you know, I keep showcasing different liveries on the channel here and there, because there's that much good stuff on there. You know, I've built up quite a collection of other people's stuff. And I always do try to tell people, if I've downloaded something from the Creators Club and I know who they are on the forum, or like Yoinker's coming in here, I try and tell people, you know. Hang on a minute, is this going to Ashford or what? Do we still go down this way? Yeah, we do. Why did I think we went to the left for some reason? Oh well. Oh, the Freightliner one. Yeah, the Freightliner one. Dave told me about that one today. Actually, sent me a screenshot, Dave, didn't you? That's another one, Yoinker, that I did get. I got the. I think I got the. You did a clean one, didn't you? You did a clean one, and you did a dirty one. I got the one with all the dust and stuff on the side. Yeah, that was quite good as well. I've got a few different 66s. I quite like looking for those. You're off SNCF, okay, thanks for coming in. Oh, you've only just started Clinchfield, Farrah, yeah. Have you done the scenarios yet? There's one of them that's a real so-and-so. I remember it tripped me and Dave both up at the beginning. There's one that's 2.5 to 3 hours, and it's a lot of switching backwards and forwards, and I think both of us got right near the end of it, and we'd not saved it, and it tripped us up, I think, on the very last switch we needed to do, as I recall. And back on the TSW3 PS5 version, I haven't been back yet to redo it. But yeah, it is. It's alright. Yeah, it's alright. I've played it on channel a couple of times, but not for a while. So we can add that one to the list, actually. That's another route that looks good on the PS5. .6 miles. So I've never not been from this end of the country. I've not been on a Javelin at all. I don't even recall being to St Pancras, to be honest. Well, I think I mentioned a couple of weeks back, I'm going down on a little trip down this end, and I've purposely booked the train so I can come out of St Pancras and go on the Javelin, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And also experience Southeastern high speed, which I haven't been on at all either. So not only do I get to ride the Javelin, but I will get to see a bit of this route in real life. That's going to be really weird. In a good way. But you know, you've only seen something in a game, and then you see it for real. It's going to be a bit odd, a bit surreal. So that's August. That. Yeah, the diamond. That was it, Dave. I had nightmares about it. Yeah, the diamond. It is really tricky to get the switches right on that diamond. So if you do those scenarios, Farah, keep saving. Honestly, it's worth it. Right, Stratford International, here we are, platform 3. So if you do want to pick this livery up as well, go ahead and get that off the Creators Club. It's available right now. I think nearly everybody's got Southeastern high speed as well, haven't they? It was the standard TSW3 route, wasn't it? It was the UK route. The extended version, that is. Whoops, under the platform we go. Calling at Sandwich, Ebbsfleet and Ashford. I don't think I've done one of these services, you know. I honestly don't. I've done one where I've done plenty St Pancras straight to Ashford. I don't recall stopping here. That's what confused me, I think. Right, let's get the doors locked and we can be underway. This front end, almost reminds me of the old Virgin Trains Pendolino, you know, with the colours, etc. Ebbsfleet, 16 miles is the next one. I quite like these services with the Javelin. These really fast ones down to Ashford. Si, this was the first route you played. Still fairly new to TSW3. Only had the game a few months. All right, excellent. Well, welcome to the community. And you can say goodbye to your wallet. Ask Farah. Especially if you're following this channel. I think Farah and a few of us have spent a small fortune since watching some of the stuff we've had on the channel. So we're good up to 225 kilometers per hour. You bought a few routes and a couple you wish you'd never bought. Which ones were those, just out of interest? Which ones have you bought which you're not as keen on? I think we've all got a couple that we you know, don't enjoy as much as the others. The more you've got though, the more variety you've got, so you don't always have to go back to those ones. You know, you can sometimes find, like I do with the Rosa line, if you've not played it for a while, then you go back, you actually quite enjoy it as long as you don't play too much of it. So the underground one, you don't like the underground one? Yes, it's that one is quite samey, isn't it? I think the problem with the underground one as well, is just because of the nature of it. You can't. You've just got to sit in the seat for the, you know, for the internal part of the underground route. You've got to sit in the seat. You know, you can't get out. You can't look up and down the platforms properly, and you know, fly the camera around. I like to do quite a bit of that, as you know, and have a look at my surroundings. You can't do that until you get to the overground part. That's a shame. It's a pity there wasn't. I mean, I know you can kind of you can take a sort of looking out of the window view, looking behind you, you can do that, but it's not the same as being able to fly around. Some of them underground stations as well on that route are quite well done. You just don't get to really see them. But I would recommend actually just as a bit of frame drop on this bit, I would recommend jumping out and having a walk around a few of those stations. Just travel as a passenger on the underground. One of my best early videos that I did when that route came out, I went onto Scenario Planner and ran a Class 66 right along the route, along the underground route. It was completely ridiculous. I mean, it was clipping the platforms and everything, but it was quite popular. I was surprised. I think the Scenario Planner back then was quite new, so everybody was interested to see what you could do with it. The Isle of Wight is another one you don't like. Better with the new logo for it. So did you get the Isle of Wight 2022 then, or did you get the original one? I think I prefer the newer one, but again, the old one's got a bit of something about it that I quite like. I think it's. I still can't work out why the same route was brought out twice. It still seems a strange decision to me. Yeah, I know the different time periods, but it still seems odd to me when they could have made another route somewhere else. I still don't quite understand. Still got 4.7 miles into Ebbsfleet. Back under the map again. Does that quite a lot on this route if you just get the right angle. If that happens, you just need to flick back to the cab, it resets it, no problem. So we're starting to slow down. Ready for Ebbsfleet. The 225 is flashing, so the speed is coming off now, just coasting. There's the 200. Yeah, definitely spawn on foot. I'd recommend that. If you go way back, I did do a video where I did exactly that, and I took a little trip around on foot. I kept just jumping on and off. I think it's only a short video. Kept jumping on and off, going to different stations along the line. And you can see it there, it's quite enjoyable actually. Just following the platform information system, waiting for one to come in, jump on it for a bit, go back the other way. Because a lot of players just think about the driving. I think on the underground you do have to go on foot a little bit to kind of appreciate the route a little bit more, because it's so restricted from the cab. They definitely put a lot of effort into that route, I will say that. You're gonna do it now, just loading up. You're keen, I'll say that. So this is Ebbsfleet. So we're going off to the left. If you're following the regular services, you go off up the ramp to the right hand side. That is the old Southeastern high speed, and you can still do that of course, but this port down here was accessible by on foot. You could explore it, but you couldn't run a train down it. I know what you mean. Sometimes though, sometimes I like to sit back and just watch people playing it, you know, just to see it from a different perspective. It's quite a relaxing game to watch, isn't it, as well? I find that about Train Sim Classic as well. Train Sim Classic, though I've never, well, I do own it, but I've never played it. It's in my Steam library. I will play it once my PC's built, but I find that quite relaxing to watch. You know, especially if somebody like Matt from DTG is playing it, because he drops the knowledge as well while he's playing it. You know, he knows a lot about it. Right, now we're straight through to Ashford, 32 miles, good old blast down there. You just checked your Creators Club scenarios, doing well. 3 you created on peak. One's on 45, another's 40, and the other one's got 30. That's quite good, yeah, that's quite good. Yeah. Yep, no problems, Tommy, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. Does the GSMR work on the Javelin as well? Don't think it does it? No, that's a shame. Hey Talk, how are you? Excellent. At least somebody is suggesting me. If people are suggesting me, I can't go wrong. Keep suggesting. Yeah, me and British Ace are fairly similar. I don't have the functionality yet to have the camera on, but again, I keep going back to this PC. Once the PC's built, I might in fact put the camera on. You know, might do that. If you really want me to. I don't really mind either way, to be honest. Lee was pushing me to be fair. Yeah, he's good with that. Yeah, he is. He's also one of my channel members too, is Lee. So, as SNCF was suggesting, I think towards the end of the week as well, we might do a bit of Fernbus again. He's mapped me out a route across the Alps, which are quite fancy. So I'm going to try and work out how long of a stream that actually is. Depending on the length of it, I think we'll do it. I think that will be a good one. What time is it now? 7:15. So we've got 27 miles into Ashford. Shall we do an ICE after this to finish off? Shall we do the ICE one? What about the ICE one? Face reveal at 10k. You can see a face reveal now if you go back. If you go back a few videos. Go back to August, I think. August last year. Where I built the first gaming PC in the house. I'm on that plenty. You'll see me on there. But once the PC's built, you see, I can I can do it via a capture card, you see. I can do a little bit more, you know, production-wise than I can right now. So it'll be all good. The train that passed had the middle coach missing. I didn't notice on that one, but I have seen that before. It's almost as if at that speed it can't spawn in that quick. What is this over here? One of your locals tell me, is that the M25 or is it, what is it? It's not busy enough for the M25, is it? Yeah, finally got Northern in the game. Yeah, good to see. Did you catch up on the videos yesterday, Top? I put plenty on yesterday of all the Northern stuff. We did quite a bit. So we did one run, Glossop to Manchester in the 150 at the start of this stream, and then we've switched to a bit of speed. Oh yeah, the May 22 channel update. Yeah, do you know, I meant to do that as a monthly thing. I didn't get round to it. Yeah, I told you I'm on there. Have you picked the route up, Top, by the way, the Glossop route? You did, playing it now, excellent. I think you've given up on it, Dave, already, haven't you? I think I saw in the forums you were saying that you've been playing it today, but you're already bored. I think Cathcart Circle got not boring, but it got a bit samey a couple of months in, you know. This one's a bit different because of the northern connection, I think, for me. That's what we were saying last night, you know, if you've got a bit of a connection to the route, it becomes a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? And you've got quite a strong connection to it, Dave. Especially with your former lady friend living in Glossop, as you informed us last evening. Well, you didn't want to mention religion, but she was Catholic. That's the best line ever. The best disclaimer. I don't want to mention religion, but she was Catholic. But you've not given up on it, but you're finding it boring. Yeah. I think there's been so much coverage of it, hasn't there, in the last few days. I bet, you know, you've played it to death today. If you leave it a day or so and go back, you'll probably enjoy it. The trick is just to play these things in short spells. You know, if you hammer it day in day out, you're going to be doing the same thing over and over. That's why, like tonight, I'm mixing it up with starting off with the Glossop and then doing a bit of high speed. So we've still got 15 miles to go. I think we'll jump in an IC1 after this on Kassel Wurzburg. Let's do that. Let's do some LZB. Let's put a bit of brake on. 225 is our limit. Can't even think of a scenario to make on there as the route goes nowhere. I think give it a couple of days and pick somebody else's off the Creators Club. I know you mean most of the trains that are coming out are going off other places, aren't they? You know, the freight. It's a shame about the freight. I know you said that you wanted the freight to be longer. I probably would agree with you there. And I think that's why the price point is a little bit less. There's lots of services, but some of them are not very long. I don't really think the price is lower because people already own the 323. I don't think that has got much to do with it. It's probably the length of the route more than anything, and the length of some of the services. But Creators Club will have some scenarios on there, I'm sure. Done some steam rail tours this morning on the West Cornwall. Later on did a 37 rail tour at now Glossop. Yeah, that's the thing, yeah, mix it up a bit. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, that's the trick, Si. Yeah, don't bash it. Welcome back, SNCF. He's been for his déjeuner. Not bad for £18. Yep, I would agree with you. I think the usual route price would have been pushing it a little bit, wouldn't it? Yeah, talking about West Cornwall, actually that, I think I mentioned it, was it last night? That Steam add-on for the West Cornwall is a very nice pack, if you like the Steam stuff. That is quite good. If you haven't got that and you like Steam, the next time that's in a sale, go and pick that up. Not 4 to go now, then we'll switch to Germany. Yeah, he wants to pay full price, and I think they probably knew that, didn't they? They knew that people wouldn't. I mean, don't forget they've got access to all the sales data for every route that's ever been released. So you know they'll have people in marketing, etc., and the promotions department, or whatever else they've got. You know that data inside out, and they know based on the history what's going to sell at what price and which ones are popular as soon as they go on sale. Because I bet you when all the routes go on sale, there'll be a certain route every time that suddenly gets snapped up by a lot of players, and they'll try and work out why that is. It could be that you know people wanted it, but it was a little bit overpriced for them when it first came out. It's quite an interesting area of business, that, isn't it? selling stuff and knowing the market. It's quite clever. So they definitely won't have just gone, alright, we'll have this one at 20 quid, why not? Will be based on quite a number of factors. I don't know if you'd have got it at £10, it might have been a while before it comes down to £10. Oh, does the 66 not work on the Pete? That's interesting. Wonder why that is. I'm surprised the railhead treatment train doesn't run on there. It runs everywhere else, doesn't it? I did enjoy that run on the Peak that I did with the Class 47, you know, the ScotRail one that we did, the Lady Diana Spencer. I quite enjoyed that one. It is quite a nice route that for some of the scenario stuff, the non-steam scenario stuff, I should say. I managed to flick that out of forwards then. Close the circuit breaker. How do we do that then? Are we not accelerating? Right, that was a mess up, weren't it? I don't know how we even managed that. Now I can't see because we've gone in a tunnel. I think we're fast enough. All sorts of trouble now at the end of the route. Are we getting emergency brake for something? I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. Let's where's it stopping us? Right, so we're going to have to close the circuit breaker. Oh no, it's doing it. It's doing it. I think. Brakes are coming off. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know how I broke it. Right, it's not going to move until we arm the circuit breaker. So is it the pan up, shoes down? Is that what we do? Let's just try it. Nope. That's it. Just hold the pan up, shoes down for a couple of seconds to re-enable it. And that was all because I had my finger hovering over the D-pad and knocked the reverser into off. So. Oh, you've had that there as well, Dave. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it wasn't to do with that. You come into the stream, the first thing is you see an emergency stop. No, you saw the recovery from the emergency stop. How are you, Peanut? Yeah, I think it did time out, but obviously the dropping of the reverser into off killed the power for some reason. Anyway, we fixed it. We just needed to hold down the pan up, shoes down to just re-enable it. So that's Yoinka's Javelin. Go and get that one if you want to from the Creators Club. And we got a gold, despite the emergency brake and the reverser issue. So we didn't do too badly. All did we on that one. Let's just switch to Germany then for the last one. I'm good, actually, Peanut. Yeah, thanks very much. The code for this run, it was, I believe it was 1L20. If you want to run that one. It's mislabeled as St. Pancras to St. Pancras. I don't know why, but it works anyway. Right, let's go to Kassel Wurzburg. Where's Kassel Wurzburg? Have I gone past it? There it is. We'll run the ICE1 for the speed element. We got two IC1s here, and we got the green liveried one as well. I can't remember the difference. Apart from the livery, is there any difference? Let's have a look. I'm not sure. I think it's all the same services, isn't it? Let's run this one, Hamburg, Altona to Munich. Let's do that one. We'll get some Elza B action going. Oh yeah, it is good, that one, Dave. That one with the Germany one with the fireworks. Yeah, it is quite good. But at the risk of not seeing anything, because we did the 37 last night, that was quite dark, wasn't it? We'll do a daytime one to begin with. Right, let's get the doors unlocked. So to do that, we need to go into forwards. Train power's on. Headlights we'll put on bright. Put them on. Brake key, something I generally forget in these German trains. Everything else is on the back panel. So we have the AFB. Set that to free mode. Down here we've got our old friend Cifa, and we've got LZB as well. So we start this route with LZB already on. We've got the U there. So let's just check outside. Got the nice green livery. This was the new one, wasn't it? The Extended Journeys, was it? I think it was called. So we need to wait until 7:23. Come on then, SNCF and Farah. Germany's fastest. What's the last word? So that's the doors closed. The train breaks into running 86 kilometres. Sounds like a long way, but let's put the AFB right to the top. Let's just reset the power now that we've done that. So the LZB will control the speed. As long as we got the AFB up into full, it will use what it needs going forwards. So all we need to do under LZB is just monitor the CIFA, really. Peanut, you haven't played Spirit Steam in ages. Is the fireman back doing his thing? Yes, I believe he is. Right, off we go to Fulda. Should be a good one. Some people don't like running this because once you're under LZB there's not a lot to do, but I actually really quite enjoy it. I think we talked about it before, but it must be scary as hell when you first start doing this and basically the train is driving itself. Crazy. Tuck says, what's been favourite TSW3 release? Oh, we talked about this. Last night we talked about our top 3 routes. Farah gave us his, and within 20 minutes he changed it to another 3. I'm a little bit the same. I've always liked Northern Transpennine though. I've always liked that. I don't know. It's a very difficult question. What about you, Tuck? Just me, how you doing? You've just made a lot of mince pies? As in the Christmas type of mince pies? Or you mean mince as in steak type mincemeat mince pies? You're a bit out of season there, buddy. I like both, by the way. So I don't mind which. Hey David, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hello Tintin, definitely buying the new British route on Friday, adding it to your collection. Excellent. Yeah, so anyone who's just coming in, we did do a bit of Glossop right at the beginning. Switched to Southeastern high speed, and then we're just running this Kassel Wurzburg. So that's why I called the stream Glossop and more tonight, because I thought we'd do a bit of variety while we're on. Oh, you don't know either, Tuck. I thought you had some special answer up your sleeve there, and when we were all struggling to give our favourite route, you were going to surprise us and say a Rosa line or something like that, or even Oakville. I've not heard anyone say Oakville is their favourite route. I'm waiting. See, Oakville, when Adam was around at DTG, his preservation crew, they were working on a plan to add passenger runs to that Oakville, weren't they? He's gone now, so I don't know what the plan is. I might ask that question because I'm interested. I wasn't a fan of Oakville really anyway. I didn't mind it, but it was just too many straight runs down that main line, and it was just freight. So I was hanging on again, as I was with Peninsula Corridor, for the new stuff to come along. It doesn't look like it's coming yet. But if they add passengers to that, that'll be good. What's up, Peanut? Birmingham. From Birmingham to Barnstrecker. There's a bit of a difference there. How did you get them mixed up? They're both quite good, actually. They're not my favourites. They're not my favourites, but yeah, they're good routes. Christmas mince pies. Okay. Yeah, that mince meat, that'll last a long time in the cupboard. Yeah. Hey, I don't blame you. I mean, I wouldn't be particular about eating them just at Christmas. I could eat them any time. It's like a good fruit cake, like a Christmas cake. You can eat that any time. Peak Forest for Dave. Top one of the steam routes, but you like your 37s and 47s as well. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, yes, Farah. Yeah, he's actually working for Skyhook. Would you believe? He's working at Skyhook now, so they've bagged a bit of an expert. That's what I was thinking about. You know, the Midland Main Line. If Skyhook were struggling with anything to do with Midland Main Line, I think Adam is in a good position to fix it, isn't he? He'll know it inside out. The editor, I mean, and all that kind of good stuff. It's a gift, yeah. Yeah, Colonel Phil. Yeah, Sam. Is he still streaming still on his own channel? I'm not subscribed to him, I must admit, but I know his channel's very popular, isn't it? I've watched a few of his videos on and off. No, he's gone. He's gone, Peanut, from DTG. There was he put a, I don't know if he put it on. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he kind of put a goodbye posting on the forums. He's left a few months now, I think, 2 or 3. He's still streaming. I might just go and check him out, because I did warm to him in the end. I wasn't so sure about his sense of humour at the beginning. Do you know what I mean? But actually, I got to quite like him, you know, on the DTG streams, and you know, he did ask some tough questions sometimes, didn't he? He wasn't afraid of what the answer was going to be. And I think, you know, for some of the things that had happened on previous routes that weren't good enough, I think he was quite honest about that, wasn't he? And, you know, he kind of agreed with everyone, it's not good enough. And I think, you know, in the background, he did a lot of driving to make things a bit better, you know. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people, just me, that'll miss him, to be honest. Bit of a character, let's say. Yeah, the streams with Sam and Matt were really good, yeah. They kind of questioned each other, didn't they? I think they brought the best out of each other when they were doing them. Those of you who've been in TSW long enough will remember Matt and Dimitri as well. I used to quite like Dimitri playing it. I think he was the only community manager back then. There's quite a big team of them now, isn't there? But yeah, Dimitri. Super Sprinter still waiting for a class 50. Yeah, I bet Dave is as well. I bet Dave likes a 50. Going back to what you were saying though, Dave, yeah, Peak Forest is quite a good route, isn't it? On a few different levels. Made even better by you know, Creators Club and the fact we've got Scenario Planner and we can run all those nice diesels. It is a good diesel route, that. Where would you see a 50 then, Super Sprinter, generally? Like Northern Transpennine, Peak Forest, Glossop perhaps? GWR cross city line. Oh right, okay, yeah. So yeah, a bit of choice there. Running diesels, by the way, on the cross city line is quite nice. I don't know if you guys were around for that, the one that I did, the BR Blue in the Midlands. I ran it the other week. That was a scenario that I downloaded from Creators Club on the Birmingham cross city line. That was good. That was driving a 47, but there was traffic. There was BI Blue 37s coming the other way, and there was freight trains and all sorts. That was a really good scenario. If you search on Creators Club for G49, all this stuff is on there. G49. What, a 50, 60, and 70? Yeah. I'd like another freight train, to be honest. Other than the 66, I like the 66, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to have one of the others? I mean, that could also be like the railway treatment train. That could be, you know, another freight loco. Could be a loco DLC, couldn't it? Which then could appear on all the routes where we've got the 66. I think that could be a hit, that one. I have tried the 4F on West Somerset, yeah. Deltics are quite a popular choice on the forums too. Yeah, lots of people want that. And David, you're looking forward to the update on the New York Trenton route coming soon with the Long Island layer. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that actually. Yeah, that was on the roadmap, wasn't it? I wonder when that's coming out. You're right. That will be good. A car train. Yeah. There's so many suggestions. If you go on the forum, it's nuts. Everybody wants everything. I wonder how much attention they do pay to those lists, though. They say that they do, but you know, the Glossop line. I think the Glossop line's great, but how many people actually requested that from the forums? I wonder. Or on the end of year forums, because there's always the survey at the end of the year, isn't there? And they always say there's always a question there. If you can have one route in TSW, what would it be? You know what I put down for that? I always put West Coast Main Line over Shap. That's what I put. Every time. I've been putting that every year since 2018, you know. Because that's what I want to see. I like watching it. I like watching people play it in TS Classic, especially if they're running the APT. I quite like watching those streams. There's a few streams knocking about on YouTube. How about some more F7 action? Yeah, we can do the F7 sometime. We got the new F7 as well, haven't we? The red and silver one. I can't remember the name of it now. It was a local DLC, wasn't it? So not the one on Clinchfield, the other one. Top, you're most excited for the BR era Just Trains route. What do you guys think? That, I mean, the most common rumour, I've been hinting at it all week. I always hint. I know you're sick of it, but do you think it's Preston to Blackpool with a pacer? What do you think? I will flip my stuff anyway if it is Preston to Blackpool, as you know. If there's a pacer involved with it as well, that's like a double bonus. But the pacer makes sense because the pacer definitely is what must be one of the most requested locos or you know sort of trains in the whole history of TSW. There's a license to print money there, and it could also come into Tees Valley, couldn't it, and as a layer, and all sorts of other places. Northern Transpennine, just Northern Transpennine's 80s, isn't it? Was it 84? The Pacer's just after that, not long after that. The Santa Fe F7, that's the one, which is quite a nice one. I think it's good. It's good a suggestion that Peanut. Actually, we will do that quite soon, I think. War bonnet, is that what it's called? Farah wants Paddington to Swansea. Yeah, I think you've mentioned that a few times, haven't you, Farah, as well? Super Sprinter, you sound as bad as Dave. You're down in Paddington with the girls. Dave's up in Glossop with the girls. Between you, you've got a decent club going on there. I think Dave's like a sailor though, he's got girls in every port. Where was that other girlfriend you told me about, Dave? There's somewhere else, but a bit more distance away. I can't remember. You did tell us all actually. You told us all on a stream. You used to go by train. It was a bit of a trek. I can't remember. Tell me. It's difficult to keep up with Dave's personal life. Yeah, I got it top. Yeah, we could just squeeze it on though. You know, it'd be great if we could just squeeze it onto Northern Transpennine. Imagine going Manchester to Leeds in a pacer. Devon. There you go, Devon. I knew it was a bit of a trek. I just couldn't remember where it was. Oh God. That's a long way to go for a woman, I'm sorry, you know. Near Exeter, alright. I hope you still get free travel, Dave, from working on the railway all those years. Oh, can you imagine the bounce on a pacer? Yeah. Someone was asking me last night about cab sway, weren't they? I can't remember who it was asking me about cab sway in the 323 and have I got cab sway set. I think I've got it set to about 60%. So obviously a train like this one, It's going like a dart, isn't it? There isn't much going on as far as cab sway goes, but the 323 was swinging a little bit. It was bouncing around, but yeah, the pacer is something else. Everyone's going to have to turn down the cab sway quite low. I also, when it's raining, if we've got the pacer, we also want to see the rain coming under the doors. You know, into the old footwell there, where the little brushes are at the bottom of the doors. It's like the doors don't fit and they put little brushes underneath, didn't they? I'd have some fun again though, operating the doors. As I mentioned last night, I was only a trainee on the railway for about 3 months, and I was luckily then I got a full-time job on the railway, a regular job. The training scheme itself was for 2 years, and some of them did spend, in the group, spent 2 years and still didn't get a regular job. But I got a job as a clerk with the civil engineers in Preston. So I came off the training scheme and went into that. But the 3 months I was on the training scheme is when you got, like, it was kind of work experience. So you worked on the platforms, doing the regular shifts, but only Monday to Friday. Then you would go and work with the guards on the trains. So that's where I got to operate the doors on the pacer, selling tickets on the old Portis machine, if any of you remember the old Portis machine. So I learned how to sell tickets, and that was difficult, learning all the different fares, especially when somebody wanted a fare that was beyond the route that you were travelling on. Because you, obviously on the train you were on, you got used to the codes for the stations. But when people were going onward, it was a bit difficult. So that was tricky. But yeah, the pacers, you would above the door, you used to open the doors, you used to come out of the cab, and the door buttons are above the door. And you would open a little panel with your carriage key, and there was a sort of, you know, a horizontal set of buttons there for opening the doors. So I remember that quite clearly because it was quite good. Quite enjoyed doing that a little bit. No problem, Fast Raptor. Thanks for coming in, and thanks again for joining up last night as well as a member. Appreciate that. So we can see on the panel that the LZB is going to slow us down to 0 once this yellow line gets to the bottom. This is the distance counter going down. So it's slowing us right down to 0. Yeah, the Pacers like bus seats. Clickety clack. Yeah, the strange thing, weren't they? So we should stop in time for this red in 800 meters. So once again, this is LZB. This is not me slowing it down. The onboard systems are doing all this. Pacer, yeah. A heart pacer. The real pace of the train probably got your heart worked up, never mind keeping control of it. And then when it rained, the windows all just steamed up. Condensation. So we got a green again, so it's going to start speeding us up. So there is a red at the end of this platform. So once again, this is the train slowing me down. I'm not doing this. Seeing the HUD there, the speed coming down. The little white circle with the blue in it. That's the LZB. So now it's changed to green. If we don't stop ourselves, we will shoot through the station. Because LZB will work to the signals only. So let's stop ourselves manually. This is Fulda. I don't know if you were there before, Farah, or not, or I missed your reply, but Germany's fastest, and what does that mean? Klimaschütze, what does that mean? It's not train, is it? It's not train in Germany, that is it? Could be. I don't think I remember the German word for train. So we've actually arrived pretty early, haven't we? Because we've got to wait around till 56 before we leave. Well, that's fine. We'll have a look at Fulda whilst we're here. Got a freight train in on this side. Let me go back into the cab. Let's have a little bit of a wander. Let's just make sure we don't get taken out by something coming the other way. I thought that was connected. There's a bit of a visual anomaly there. From the other side of the tracks, it looked like it was one train. So there's a 146. Freight is actually quite good on this route. Zug, yeah, that's correct. I remember now you said that. Climate protector. Oh, okay. So Germany's fastest climate protector. This is second class, isn't it? It's pretty decent, isn't it? It's alright. Can we actually get into the train this way? Oh, we can. I've forgotten about that. Okay, cool. I hope they keep that locked. Looks like there's a light switch there for the gangway lights. That's quite neat. Turn those off. I suppose it's quite rare to be able to walk through the back of the engine like this. There's not many where we can do that. Some of them we can get sort of part way, can't we? And they're blocked off, but this one's a bit unique. You went Birmingham to Cardiff for the 37s on the Valley lines every day. Neat. For a month. It's a quiet station, isn't it? At the moment it is. Anyway, what time is it? It's just coming up to 8 AM. You'd think it'd be fairly busy. What have we got over here? A Talent. Another 146 there. And the 442 Talent. We'll scoot back up to the front. Yeah, you can't beat the thrash, can you? Right, we should be underway anytime. We'll start shutting the doors on 40 seconds, then we're ready to go. IC3 coming the other way. Let's get the brakes off, and then we're ready to go. So we're still under LZB as we go onward to Wurzburg. So we'll put full power in and we'll let it do its thing. TSW, the only game we accept waiting as actual gameplay. It's true, isn't it? It is true. Especially the freight ones. Some of the freight stuff. And I know we've mentioned this before, but I remember the route with where we've got Wuppertal as well. The freight runs to Rhine-Ruhr-Osten, wasn't it? I think it's Rhine-Ruhr-Osten. I get a couple of those mixed up. There's a few services on there. I know I've contacted you, Dave, and I've said, how long did you wait for a certain service? There's that much traffic going in and out of Wuppertal that some of those services you were waiting 10 or 15 minutes in a freight train just to get clear to be able to carry on. You know, I was beginning at first, I think. We had some, you know, red light issues going on, but part of the game. And I don't mind it. I said that last night. I don't mind if it's part of the experience of one of these drivers, then that's all fine. Yeah, fishing North Atlantic, of course, yeah. Bit of waiting around in that, although you can skip time in that one, so... Good evening, Lee, how are you doing? Yeah, no idea, Super Sprinter, it's an interesting one. Did I get emergency braked? That's because I was reading Super Sprinter's comment there and didn't pay attention, so let's do the recovery. So we come to a stop. We've got to fill the brake pipe again by pressing this. Keeping it pressed, you see the needle going up there, the bars rising. See it on the hood as well. So once the brake pressure comes back up again, put the power back on. Make sure the brakes are off. And off we go. It's pretty easy to recover from it. Oh, look at the hot air balloons. That's pretty... They're going fast, aren't they? God, there's some breeze up there, isn't there? We've got a DTG one over here behind this tree. There you go. Righty, 82 kilometres up to Wurzburg. Have those balloons always been in, or is that something to do with the mastery? Oh, there we go. It must be the mastery, look. It's the mastery tile, isn't it? That's quite neat, isn't it? Oh, you did the Southeastern one, Si. Well done. What did you do tonight, Lee? What was it tonight? I didn't realise you were on. Yeah, part of the mastery. I thought so. There's one right over there. Look, can you see that one? He's lost his way a little bit, hasn't he? Yeah, I might go back to Lumberjack, Farrah. Yeah, I was on it actually about a week or so ago, just trying to re-familiarise myself because there'd been a big patch since I was last on it. So yeah, I will do that. Oh, the airfield expansion. Do you know what? I haven't got past on Construction Sim. I haven't got past. I think I did 2 or 3 episodes right at the beginning, and I didn't get into it as much as I thought I would do. It's on my pile of shame. I do mean to go back. It's still installed. I've just not gone back to it, and I should do really. Lumberjack's Dynasty. Yeah, a bit confusing, isn't it? There is a simulator as well. I remember it being a bit basic. I think it's a PS4 game, isn't it? It's not on the PS5. I don't think it is, unless they brought out an upgrade since I last played it. I think, you know what, Lee? I think that's what I thought. I think that's what I thought when I played it the first time around. I got into it a little bit, but then I thought the storyline was a bit daft. Oh, Lumberjack Simulator, yours is. Ah, okay. Well, it's the same for Dynasty as well. I've not looked at Simulator, I must admit. Yeah, I think in Lumberjack's Dynasty, I got as far as, obviously, fell in a few trees. That was quite good with the old chainsaw. I repaired a couple of big houses. I think I did that on channel, which was quite good, but it was quite fiddly. And I didn't like the bit where you to keep yourself going by eating apples and all sorts of stuff, and I didn't get into that side of it. It was alright. but it's been sat there, excuse me, installed all this time with the other pile of shame, and I thought I'd jump back and just try a few more levels, see how it is. But Lumberjack Simulator, yeah, I've not seen it. If you've got that on yours, Lee, I'll have a watch of that. I've not seen that. So we've got about 25 minutes until we're due in. Well, that'll be 3 decent runs we've done tonight. We're about, what are we, 2 hours 20 into the stream, something like that. Goes fast, doesn't it? Yeah, Farah, you mentioned, I forgot, you mentioned my PC again before. I'm still waiting for Amazon. Still waiting for them. I have everything ready, apart from the CPU cooler. And I'm hanging on. I ordered it in April, would you believe? And they're selling me a CPU cooler for 129 quid. Everywhere else, it's 200 and odd quid, right? So I think they've messed up, but they've sold it me now, so it's tough. So I'm hanging on because they keep saying it's not in stock. So when it comes in stock, I should still get it. So that has to come. The CPU cooler has to come, and the power unit as well. So that's on order as well, because that's a new one. That's on order with Amazon. When those two things come, I can probably build it in a day. After doing the one last year, it's quite straightforward now. Tok, you'd like to get back into train life at some point. Loads going on with TSW3 and Fernbus and Minecraft. There's a lot of choice, isn't there? There is a lot of choice. I'm still playing Train Life in the background. I keep dipping in and doing sort of like an hour every now and again, just still building up the cities. It's a game I still enjoy, to be fair. But I'm not playing it as much as I was. Like you said, because I've been playing so much TSW recently. There's been so much to do, and you know, in the background, you know, some other stuff that I do that you don't see. I'm recording things for DTG to help them out. You know, bits and pieces like that in the background. So it's busy. Yeah, well, that's it, Farah. Yeah, I mean, I'm predominantly going to be still playing on console, but you know, one of the ideas behind the PC is then I can do, you know, what Lee does, where he's got his capture card and he can run his console through his computer and use OBS. Whereas now, as you know, I'm streaming it directly from the PlayStation, which is fine. And it's good because I know on Xbox you can't even do that, can you? Unless you're streaming it, I think, to Twitch. So you need some setup if you're on Xbox. I've always managed this way, but I can't do any fancy titles or anything like that, or intros or things like that. So I need a PC for that. And as you know, I've only had Macs in the house, and the age of the Mac that I've got, OBS doesn't run very well on it, so Time for a bit of an upgrade, that's all. But I do want to play, as you said, I do want to play Euro Truck. That's one thing I will play on the PC. A Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I always used to play years ago. A lot. Used to play that a hell of a lot. So I'll be playing that as well. Or the new one, 2024 is about to come out, isn't it, at some point? So I may hold off until the new one comes out. And then of course I'll also play some Train Sim Classic. For some of the routes that we can't yet get in TSW, I'll do a couple. But predominantly will still be console, because that's what I like doing, you know. Still got 51 kilometres. We're doing all right though. Let's take a look outside. Yeah, you did finish Train Life, Dave, didn't you? You didn't get all the trophies though, did you? I don't think. I'm still working my way through the trophies. Actually got a good way through them. I haven't got that many to get. And do you know what? Train Life's been a really good. It's been a really fun game. Yeah, I've kind of supported it from the beginning, and I mean it as well. You know, it's a bit more sort of relaxed than this is. This is more of a proper simulator, whereas Train Life's a bit, you know, it's arcadey, and there's jobs to do. So I think they both complement each other in different ways. I always get the question, shall I get Train Life or shall I get TSW? And I think the answer is both, because they do different things. Obviously the common thing is railways, but you know, Train Life's more like a tycoon type thing, isn't it, in some respects. I tell you what, Peanut, if they had the technology to bring that to console, they would definitely do it. I think they would definitely do it. And I would play it on the console as well. I'm with you. I can't remember how much you said you've spent on that Farad on TS Classic, but I know some people have spent a couple of thousand on that over the years. And I think that's why some players are a bit anti-TSW. It's almost as if they think that TS Classic's threatened in some way now. But it sounds like they're going to continue going with TS Classic for a long time. I don't think they've got anything to worry about. Yeah, thousands, yeah. I was telling Farah the other day, actually, there was I think it's Just Trains, actually, Just Trains, who are doing the new route for TSW. They created their own version of Preston to Barrow and around the Cumbrian coast up to Carlisle, and they've created that. And I thought, oh, this is great. This, and I saw them do a couple of streams. There's just two of them created it themselves, and it's free. But there's a catch. When I say it's free, there's a catch there. So the scenario and all the work they've done on the sort of the route itself is free, but obviously it's made up of bits of other pieces of TS Classic. And I went on the website just out of interest, because I thought, oh, when this PC is built, I'm definitely going for this. I'm going to drive Preston, Coinford, Barrow, Whitehaven, right up round there, there's my patch when I work for the engineers, so I know it quite well. And I looked on there. Oh my god, the list of requirements is as long as your arm plus your leg. Not only that, you needed a lot of the standard routes that you can get from Steam, but you also needed to be a member of Alan Thompson Sim for certain updates to the signal boxes, for example. There's some stuff that he owns that if you're a member of his subscription model, you could download those. Oh, the list of requirements was crazy, honestly. So what looked like a really nice route that they created, actually you needed to spend an absolute fortune to just have what was included in the route, which was a real shame. Now, people who've been playing TS Classic for 5 or 10 years, whatever it is, has probably got most of those routes, so they're in business. But I looked at it and I started pricing it up just out of interest, and it got to way over like 150 quid, and I'd not even got halfway down the list. So your wallet would run away screaming, yeah, definitely. But like I said earlier, I do like watching some people play TS Classic. You know, some of the interesting routes you don't think of. It can be quite a relaxing stream watching that, depending who's doing it. Matt Pedalston's very good, but he's not done any on his own channel for some time since he got the producer's job at TSW. His own personal channel, understandably, has been quite quiet. I think he's always in the office, isn't he? So we're coming to the end of the run, 26 kilometres, and we'll be bang on time, if not slightly early. Yeah, there is that Farah, yeah. And that's the other thing, you see, I might play a little bit of it and I might think, you know, I might dip into it occasionally just to stream it. And I think I'll be very selective with the routes. I've already got that West Coast mainline over Shap, which I've always wanted to play. Beyond that though, I don't think I'll be following it and getting the latest route like I would do with TSW, for example. I think the look and feel of TSW is obviously way ahead of TS Classic. Plus, I think it's going to be weird not being able to walk around outside the train as well. Well, we're so used to TSW, so. But I'll try it though. You know, I'll see. I might not take to it, but we'll see. So that beep is notifying us of an upcoming speed change. And we will be coming down to 230 in 7,400 metres, 7.4 kilometres. You can see it in the HUD now, top right as well. Just confirming what it already said. In fact, it's now gone to 10 kilometres there. That's because we're already at 250. So it'll hold us there. And we are 250 for the next 10 kilometres at least. It's telling us.
Right.
14 kilometres to go and 11 minutes to get in. Another speed change, 230. So it's changed its mind a little bit. That's fine. Again, it's the LZB controlling us. I'm not doing any of this speeding up and slowing down. It's all controlled by the train itself. Quite a clever system if you think about it. You know, from as long as it doesn't fail. I don't know what the backup system is. PZB, I guess, for everybody. But at these speeds, you would need something like that, wouldn't you, really, to keep everybody safe? So we are going down to 160 in 6.6 kilometres. But I don't know if I said it tonight, but thanks everybody for coming in, appreciate it. I can see 17 likes there, thank you very much for that. So now we're starting to slow down. We're going to be slowing down to 100. Now down to 60, so that speed will start coming off. And sometimes you've got to help it a little bit, because can you see that the yellow line on the hood is not as fast as the speed it wants us to be down at. It wants us to match the yellow line with the blue dot. So let's just put a little bit of brake in, and then we can catch up. Or we're likely to get an emergency brake. So now it's matching, you see. So we're back to PZB. So let's keep that. We'll just keep this coasting in now. Just keep an eye on the signals and the speed changes. But we should be alright because we're pretty much there. Good for time, so we are a few minutes early. It's difficult to be late really when the train is doing so much for you. And this is Wurzburg. Bit of traffic at Wurzburg. So we'll just roll up to the end of the platform, get everybody off, and that's us. What's that, about 2 hours 40 so far for tonight's stream? It's not bad. Quite enjoyed it. So hopefully you guys have as well. Covered 3 routes tonight, which isn't bad. Including Glossop right at the start. A couple of Creators Club liveries as well. So yeah, it's been a good one. Let's not ruin it now by spadding. There we go. We're good. Let's get everybody off. Flawless. Yeah, flawless. Why not? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Thank you, Farah. Yeah, appreciate you coming in as well. Everybody that's been in and visited tonight. We'll do some more. So what I will do is I will plan out that that journey that SNCF was talking about in Fernbus across the Alps. We'll do that one. I might do that one next actually, because we've done a couple of train sim ones now. So we'll go back to Fernbus and do one on there, I think, and then who knows after that I might even do Lumberjacks Dynasty if you can twist my arm. So that's it. Thanks everyone once again for coming in. I do appreciate it, you know I do. Thank you for all those likes. That makes a big difference. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, guys. Bye for now.